What's up, everybody? Welcome to tonight's episode of the Not Your Average Mark Wrestling Podcast. I am your host, the Tutorial Boss Guapo. With me is the man who told Jake Roberts, Jake, look, hear me out. What if you brought a snake? Like, it could be a thing. The one and only Mike Caldwell. Mike, what's up, man?
Man, I love the introductions. Every single time you kind of throw me off, man.
You know, I try. It's going to be a good week. Got a lot to talk about. Before we do, I want to say what's up to Aaron Marie, to K Russell 8610, and of course Camino. Camino doing a thing. We've got a new thing going on that we've put into place called channel points. And if you spend your channel points, you get different things. And apparently, Camino has decided that for about 3 minutes, which is going to be about the time it takes to do our intros, that I get to be Guapo Hogan. So yay for that. So let me get into character. So before I do all that, just so everybody knows how that works, if you look down below your chat, you see a little microphone. Those are the channel points, and you can get different emotes and different all sorts of stuff. Patrick's putting different stuff in there all the time. So it looks like today I get to be Guapo Hogan. So here we go. You ready for this, Mike?
Let's do it.
Well, let me tell you something, Mike. See, we got a hell of a show tonight. It starts off with the thank yous. We get all sorts of people. We're going to start with Real American Beer. Make sure you get some. Ooh. So they're not a sponsor, but hey. Want to thank Ross and the boys from Labor 12. They put in the music, brother. They do our intro music. They do our outro music. Head Rush, name of the album. Monsters is the name of the album. Head Rush is the track. Throwing myself off with all of this. And it's great. Absolutely great, brother. They're doing big things. You can head over there. Got their second album coming out now because they're completely awesome. They do this and they do that, and it's all kinds of cool. God, this is crazy. No, I can't hear them yet. But if you want to hear them, you can go over to labor12.com. It's laborxii.com, brother. Thank you to Joe at American Legacy for all our Not Your Average merch. It's the best merch on the market. Get out and get you some. J-Rebs 3D Printing for this piece of awesome right here. You got a logo, brother? You want to get it? You want to get your Real American Beer logo and get it in a light box like this? Check out jrebs3dprinting.com. Thank you to Blind Ambition Studios for awesome graphics each and every single time. TheWrestlingSociety.com for putting us in their awesome podcast room. I'm going to remember this, everybody, just so you know. And of course, the one who makes it happen, the brother himself, the guy, Patrick. Thank you for what you do, brother. Yes. He's done cool stuff like the Discord. He's done the website. It's a place you can go so all the Guapo Maniacs can see what we have going on all the time. www.notyouraverage.com. Check it out. Go to our Discord. We do the watch-alongs for, Monday Night Guapo and Friday Night SmackDown with Guapo Hogan. Yeah, all the things. And that is what channel points get you. Camino, appreciate you, brother. It's a fun way to interact with you guys. I dig it. It's a lot of fun. I do want to thank everybody for showing up, though. We do have a great show tonight. Of course, I've got Mike on the show with me, and we're going to talk about some main roster moments. You ready to talk some SmackDown?
Let's do this.
All right, so I dug the way SmackDown started. There wasn't any Guapo Hogan, but it was still good. You get Cody and Aleister Black, which was a really good segment. And to those who have paid any attention to the Clown Show, which I have to do from time to time, it's a good callback to their time there because they had some chemistry back then at AEW also. So they get in there, they get out, they set up the main event for the night, and here we go. So I liked it. Was efficient. It got the point across. What did you think?
Oh, I thought it was a good segment. Got everything together and made it all official, and off to the races they went.
And like I like the fact that it went immediately into the first match, which is Ilya Dragunov's open challenge for the U.S. title. And it looks like we're going to get Dragunov versus Ciampa. Like Ciampa comes out, he says, we're going to do this. And they get, DIYs in the ring. And he says, all right, you get your match. But not you, him. So do we get Dragunov versus Ciampa? No, we get Dragunov versus Johnny Gargano. Good match, especially since this is the first time the two of them have faced each other. Like it's the first time they've been in the same ring together. So to see the chemistry we saw in this match, and knowing that, it was really impressive. Of course, in the end, Dragunov gets the win.
Oh yeah. Like, would we have it any other way?
Right.
But yeah, we're building to this whole Ciampa versus Dragunov deal. And we may get it tomorrow night. It may be a couple of weeks down the line, but we also have that little segment right before Dragunov is walking out the curtain where he looks eye to eye with Tama Tonga.
That's true. That's very true.
And
I do think we will be getting that.
Yeah.
See, he did that thing. Jade Cargill makes her way out to the ring, keeps it short and sweet, grabs the mic, looks around, holds up the belt. I'm that bitch. Mic drop, walk out. I like where they're going with this. I like that they're kind of giving her the old "this is my yard" treatment.
Yes, and I think they're doing a lot better job with Jade being champion than they did at the other place. As long as we're keeping it short and sweet with everything right now with Jade, I think less is more with her.
Agreed.
Because I think the longer promos that she has and the longer matches that she has, it's going to get old rather quick.
True. And I think we may be on our way to a match that I think everybody's been waiting for since Jade came to WWE. And we got a little bit of preview of that as she's walking to the back. Charlotte and Alexa comes out because Charlotte and Nia Jax have a match. And we get the stare down between Jade and Charlotte. And Alexa's like, okay, come on. You got a match you got to go to. And then Jade starts talking trash and Charlotte turns around to go back. And Alexa once again has to tell her, hey, wait, hold up. The match is this way, not that way.
Yep. That was one of those things where, she's poking the bear right there.
Mm-hmm.
And Charlotte's not a 14-time champion for nothing.
That's very true. And they are definitely going to run this back. Like, we are going to see Charlotte versus Jade at some point, and I am here for it, like 100%.
So while we have a kind of a stopping point at this point, if you look over there at the chat, K Russell 8610 says freaking ads. Guapo, why don't you tell him how you can fix that?
Well, if you want to get rid of the ads, get rid of all the ads, you subscribe. Subscriptions, get rid of the ads, and I'm gonna give everybody a little life hack because I know a whole lot of people have Amazon Prime, and if you've got Amazon Prime and you go to subscribe on our Twitch page, right underneath all the different prices for subscription, there's a little slider bar there that says use Prime free sub or free Prime sub, something like that. Anyway, you can subscribe to the channel for absolutely no money at all. It's a free subscription. I think you can only do one. Like, you can't go subscribe to somebody else doing that, but you can subscribe using the Prime sub and get rid of the ads. So, and we appreciate any and all followers and subscriptions. So,
absolutely.
So, getting back to it, we get to the match. It was a good match. Don't get me wrong. Like, I enjoyed what they did, Charlotte versus Nia. You expect the squash, but Charlotte held her own. The match was good, but the big story here was everything at the end. You had Lash Legend come out of the crowd and just grab Alexa Bliss and kind of washing machine her, like threw her around like a rag doll. And that was enough of a distraction that it cost Charlotte Flair the match. And then you get Nia Jax and Lash Legend walking away together, and I am happy about this. Like, I think this is going to build up to something really, really good.
Absolutely. Looking at, I saw some Lash Legend stuff in NXT, and really and truly, I did not get to see a size differential. And now that she's standing next to Nia, and you can see that she's slightly taller than Nia, it definitely helps with the situation of how size comparison.
It does, and not only standing next to Nia, but when she stood behind Alexa Bliss, of course, Alexa Bliss 5 foot tall, 5 feet of fury. Wow, big difference.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Before we get any further into it, got to say what's up to Texan Tag Team. Glad you're here with us tonight. Mary Youngblood in the chat. Glad you could make it in. J-Reb, what's up, Cameron? Glad you're here. Who else we got come in? Dark Side's here. I'm glad all of you could join us tonight. We're having a great time, and we're having a great time because you're here. We get Julia versus Chelsea Green. Now, look, I'm a fan of any match that Chelsea Green's in. You already know that. Love me some Chelsea Green, but this match was actually better than I thought it was going to be.
It was definitely an experience.
It was. You get, of course, Alba Fire's out there because anywhere you have Chelsea Green, you've got Alba Fire. And she was able to take out James. It's Kiana James, right?
Yes, Kiana James.
Yeah. She was able to take out Kiana James, and this causes a distraction, and we get what nobody was really expecting. We get a new U.S. Women's Champ. Julia gets pinned. Chelsea gets the roll up, 1, 2, 3, and new U.S. Women's Champ, Chelsea Green.
Now she is a 2-time United States champion, and she had her AAA tag team partner
Ethan Page,
and they went and celebrated in the crowd.
And they make a good team. And I'm going to say this now. I know we don't cover a lot of NXT, but if you have not seen the video of the, I guess you'd call it a cover of American Pie by Joe Hendry regarding Chelsea Green, yeah, you need to go check that one out. It's hilarious.
That was one of the things that I really loved about Joe Hendry on the independent circuit, was he would do the covers like this and build it around whatever he's working on. And, I'm glad that WWE is giving a chance to let that happen. I'm sure they're helping him produce everything now. So but it's still got the classic cardboard cutout face for everything. And they make the Matt Cardona reference and everything else. So it was
like
really
toys. Yeah, he's got the sign on that says, "I like toys."
Yeah, Matt Cardona actually went on X and said that he appreciated Joe Hendry sporting his new pro wrestling T-shirt, and he now has that on Pro Wrestling Tees.
I love it. Mike Petty joining the chat. Mike, what's up, man? Glad you're here. So we go to Ray Phoenix versus Talatonga. Now, here's the deal. When you see this on paper, you're like, okay, the MFTs are going to come out and just absolutely destroy Ray Phoenix. Because they're huge. There's 5 of them. I mean, they're just going to kill Ray Phoenix. But that's not what we got because the Motor City Machine Guns and Shinsuke Nakamura come out and attack everybody else. And they brawl to the back. So we actually get Tala Tonga versus Ray Phoenix, which was a good match. I mean, Phoenix used his speed to stay out of Tala Tonga's grasp for as long as he could. But once Tala Tonga got a hold of him, that was that. It was over and it looked painful.
Yes, absolutely. But, I mean, really and truly, you know, the MFTs are kind of showing that they have a little bit of versatility to them, and
True.
I'm enjoying that.
No, I think once they decided to do the God makeup and become a solid group, like everything's gotten better for them, in my opinion. Plus, you got the whole group back, so
absolutely.
That takes us into our main event: Cody Rhodes versus Aleister Black. This was a great match. And on a side note, over back at the Clown Show when these two used to wrestle each other, Black has a 1 victory lead on Cody. So, just a little side note if anybody keeping score.
It was really, I mean, you could see that these two have really good chemistry. And it was, you know, there wasn't a whole bunch of waiting around. As soon as that bell rang, these guys went into it.
Oh, 0 to 100. I mean, it was there. Like the chemistry was there from the jump. There wasn't a clean win in the match, I guess he's still one up on Cody at the moment because there wasn't a clean win. Drew McIntyre comes in and hits a Claymore, which brings out Damian Priest, which looks like some War Games work to me. I'm just saying. But in the end, who stood the tallest? Nick Aldis did because he came out and suspended Drew McIntyre. So Drew is suspended for a little while.
Maybe a trend.
Say what?
Maybe a trend going on there.
Yeah, maybe a little bit. Though I will say I liked the ending to this. And it brings about a question because earlier in the night, Cody's talking and Zelina Vega just slapped the dog out of him. And it makes me wonder, at some point, do we get Cody Rhodes versus Aleister Black with Zelina Vega in this corner and Brandy Rhodes in this corner? Like, do we bring back Brandy?
I would rather they not. Because I think that was one of the reasons why we ended up having the crowd turn against Cody is because of Brandy.
I mean, it's a possibility. All in all, I think SmackDown was good. I give it a solid A. Like everything was efficient, everything moved well, the talent was all good. I enjoyed it. It was a solid A for me.
I really enjoyed the seamlessness to it this time. I mean, the whole crossing paths with people going out and coming in and everything else that we had in several segments. We did get 2 matches announced for the Last Time Is Now tournament.
I must have missed that part.
I don't remember who it is other than...
I know we got an announcement on Raw. Oh, wait. No. You're right. Forgot about that. Was that on this one?
Yes.
Okay. One of them is The Miz versus Jey Uso.
Yes.
Which is awesome. I can't wait to see it. That's what I love about this tournament is you're getting matches you're not going to see otherwise.
Right.
Well, like it doesn't fall into a storyline or anything. It's just it's matches you want to see. So we get that one. We get Miz versus Jey. And then he pulls the second name and he says, and the other one is LA Knight versus, you know what, I'm going to keep this one to myself. I was like, oh, you bastard. So I've had some time to sit and stew on that. So I'd like to throw my thoughts out there if you'll indulge me just a moment.
Okay,
go ahead. Sorts of things. I've heard some people say they think it's a returning Jacob Fatu. I've heard perhaps someone outside of the. I've heard somebody say Edge. I've heard somebody say Chris Jericho. I've heard somebody say uh, Trick Williams. I don't think it's any of the above.
I think it's Austin Theory.
Okay, see, and there's another good one, Austin Theory. I think it's Joe Hendry. And I'll tell you why I think it's Joe Hendry. He said he's going to keep it to himself. Because what happens if Nick Aldis is standing in his office and he says it's LA Knight versus Joe Hendry? What happens?
Say his name and he hears.
So I think that's why he's keeping it to himself, and he's going to be in the ring tomorrow. And LA Knight's going to be out there, yeah. And Nick Aldis will be out there, and he'll say, and your opponent is, and then the music's going to hit, say his name. I think it's Joe Hendry.
Okay. Well, we shall find out tomorrow on the watch along. So if you guys haven't already, go to the Twitch. Go ahead and get in there. That way, whenever we have these watch alongs on Raw,
we're already on the Twitch.
Oh no, not Twitch.
Go to the Discord. And you can find the link for the Discord in any of our socials. You click on the About section of any of our socials. We've got it there. Or you can go to the website, www.notyouraverage.mark.com, and we've got a link for the Discord there as well. And we do watch-alongs for Raw. We do watch-alongs for SmackDown. We did a watch-along on the Clown Show just so we could say we did. We've done a watch-along for NXT, and of course we get all the PLEs. It's a good time. I enjoy it a lot.
Absolutely.
So let's talk some Monday Night Raw. This opening segment was absolutely epic. Like anytime you have Triple H come to the ring to introduce somebody, you know this is fixing to be good. So John Cena comes out, of course, Boston, Massachusetts, hometown boy. And John Cena is the GOAT. Like, that's the Never Seen 17. He's the GOAT. But John Cena in Boston is a whole nother level. Like it's something completely different.
Yeah. I really enjoyed the promo that Triple H did, where he was saying that the perspective for the greatest of all time has to have so many different levels to it, and it is certainly a now the word is just escape my brain, but subjective.
It is. It's very subjective.
And then he went right into, well, considering I am a fan, I am a promoter, I am a talent, I am this, I am that, I am everything else. I am the most objective person to say that John Cena is the greatest of all time.
And he's not wrong. The thing I liked about this was once John Cena thanked the crowd, got everything going, he announced that on the 13th, there's going to be exhibition matches between main roster and NXT to open the door for new stars as the door is closing on him. And I think that reference, I think, was really, really cool.
Absolutely.
Of course, anytime you have something awesome like this going on, somebody like Dominic Mysterio has to come out and start talking to trash. And he got nuclear heat. You don't come talk bad about John Cena in Boston. You just don't do it. The crowd, how do I say this nicely? Dom said, anytime, anywhere, any era, I would kick John Cena's ass. And the crowd started yelling, you effed up. And Triple H says, I agree with the people of Boston, Massachusetts. Mm-hmm. Which I thought was funny. I thought referencing the crowd chant was good. And so Triple H says, after a heated speech by John Cena, says, I'm not the one, not here, or wrong time, wrong place, wrong guy. He says, I'm going to give you a chance to walk away out of respect for your father. I'm going to give you a chance to walk away. Because if you stay here, I'm going to put you down. And so Triple H says, well, let's see. I think Boston is the right place. I think now is a good time. You go ahead and get me a ref out here and let's have this match right now, which I dug. So that's what we do. We go into Cena versus Dom for the IC title. And I love the fact that in his hometown, John Cena got the hell beat out of him. Like, he put the shine on Dom for the majority of this match.
No, yeah, Dom definitely got his heat, and it was really good to see. And Cena telling him that he was invincible in Boston.
Mm-hmm. And he proved it too. He sure did. And
on a shadow of a doubt.
He ends up hitting the AA, gets the 1, 2, 3. John Cena is your new Intercontinental Champion, the one belt that has eluded him in his 20 plus years of wrestling. And now he is among the greats that can call themselves Grand Slam champions.
Yep. So the Eddie Guerrero spot that Dom wanted to do. There was so much wrapped up into this whole thing all in one. They did the Eddie Guerrero thing. He throws the chair to John Cena, and John Cena throws the chair on the ground and he lays down too. And
the ref's like, what happened?
Referee's like, what's going on here? And he grabs the chair and he's moving it out, and John Cena looks over at Dom and gives the big wink like R-Truth.
Yeah, and I liked it.
It was there was a little bit of something for everybody in that match, and that's the beauty of having professional wrestling, and John Cena being greatest of all time knows how to make sure that the crowd gets a little bit of everything.
He does, and in doing so, he also puts over his opponent. Like I said, Dom got the Cena shine in this one, and I dig that. I do like the fact that we've got Cena as the IC champion now. I see some different places we could go with that. Before we get into the next match, though, Janine Wade in the chat. Janine, what's up? Glad you could join us. We get to the last time is now tournament. Damian Priest versus Rusev, and this is exactly what you think it would be. This is a hard-hitting brawl because these are two big dudes that like to fight.
Oh, absolutely.
So they're both good at... go ahead.
This was really, really a good match. And I love the fact that Damian Priest, even though it's been several weeks, is still selling the fact that he got blinded in that one eye with the fireball from Aleister Black.
Yep. And because he's selling that and because he's doing such a good job of it, we get both guys shining in the match doing what they do. But in the end, we had Rusev gouging that already damaged eye, and that's what gets him the win. And so Rusev moves on in the tournament.
Yep.
Valid point. We've got Mary Youngblood in the chat saying every Puerto Rican likes to fight. That's very true.
You don't have to tell me. I know.
So after the match, we have Punk come out hot. Like, he skipped all the small talk and went straight to saying, Logan Paul, bring your ass right now. Of course, this brings out Logan Paul, who says he has a whole new vision. See what he did there with the words? He said he had a whole new vision on life after a tsunami. which brings the Vision out. They start a 3-on-1 beat down on CM Punk, and out comes Jey Uso. And here we go. We're going to get at it. And who comes out next but the one, the only Cody Rhodes? Can you say War Games?
William Regal can.
Yes, William Regal can say it very, very well.
In fact, that's what he did.
That is what he did. And it's going to be good. All right, so let's talk about that for just a second, because there's some rumors flying around already. Everybody's favorite group, the internet wrestling community, saying that LA Knight was supposed to be in this match and that Cody has taken LA Knight's place. I don't think that's the case. I think that LA Knight will absolutely be in this match, whether it's a swerve that brings LA Knight back in or they just put LA Knight in this match because, it's 5-on-5 and that's only 3. So
yeah,
I do believe that
we have two more members to reveal on each side. So
and I think on the good guy side, we get Jimmy and LA Knight. We'll just have to
Jimmy
see.
and LA Knight or Roman Reigns and LA Knight.
I mean, that's possible too. Or what I think is more likely, and this is just me throwing stuff out there, so if it happens, remember you heard it here first. It's Roman Reigns and Jimmy. And the Vision do something to Jimmy, and Jimmy gets hurt, and LA Knight takes Jimmy's spot. That's what I think is going to happen.
Okay. I can see it.
Just my own personal thoughts. Go ahead.
I want to go ahead and pick your brain while we're on the subject.
What you got?
Obviously, we have the Vision. We have the Bronze.
Mm-hmm.
We have the Logan Paul. We have to make sure we say both Logan and Paul on that because we know that there's a Paul also that's figurehead in this whole thing. But
right.
Obviously, we have a connection with Brock Lesnar. So I'm thinking that the Brock Lesnar is going to be involved in this. But who else are they going to have on that side?
It's a good question. I'm not sure who else we bring into that. Like there are some people that could easily step in with them.
Possibly somebody who's currently suspended.
I mean, that would make sense, yes. Yeah, that would make a lot of sense, actually. Plus, with Brock being in there, we already have the history with Brock and Roman, so that fits in, makes sense. I mean, all the puzzle pieces go together that way, so be interesting to see.
Absolutely. Definitely looking forward to them developing this story.
That, of course, going to happen at Survivor Series November 29th, which we will be watching on Discord right here. So if you're not a member of the Discord yet, go check it out because we're going to be watching Survivor Series live as it happens. This takes us into the Women's World Championship match. Stephanie Vaquer versus Raquel Rodriguez. The women's division in WWE are top tier, and this match shows exactly why that is. You got the great back and forth between Vaquer and Rodriguez, and it's like, I don't know, for lack of better terms, it's like Raquel did her homework. Like she had an answer for every single thing that Stephanie Vaquer threw at her. And you like to see that, it's different.
Oh, absolutely. I thought it was good, very good because of the fact that, it looked like Raquel had been doing the research and doing everything that you're supposed to do before a sporting event, before a fight.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's a lot of fun to watch that because then you get to watch the champ go, well, damn it. This worked last time. Why isn't it working this time? Well, because Raquel Rodriguez did her homework. That's why. In the end, though, you get Stephanie Vaquer hitting the devil's kiss and then the corkscrew moonsault, 1, 2, 3, and still women's world champion Stephanie Vaquer La Primera. But as always, Roxanne comes in and both she and Raquel Rodriguez beat down Stephanie Vaquer. And this brings out Nikki Bella, who ends up clearing the ring and then gets into a hug with her very bestie friend, Stephanie Vaquer, right before turning around and cracking her in the head with the belt. I told you this was going to happen.
Yes. As a matter of fact, you did last Thursday.
I did. I said she's going to turn, and she did. And I am here for it. Like, that's going to end up being a good match.
Absolutely.
So we get a second last time is now tournament match. Shinsuke Nakamura versus Sheamus. And just from the names in this match, you already know it's going to be a banger. Like, no question about it.
I see what you did there.
You see what I did there? Yeah, you like that?
I did.
Great back and forth fighting in this one. Like, and you know it's going to be just because it's Sheamus and it's Shinsuke Nakamura. Like, it's awesome. In the end, Sheamus hits the brogue. He gets the pin. He moves on in the tournament. Now, I've been saying for, I don't know, a month now that I am fairly confident that John Cena's last match is going to be against Edge. I'm starting to lean away from that now. I haven't completely abandoned it, but there's another thought that's coming in. So let me paint you a word picture. What if, in this tournament, we have different things happen, everybody gets their matches, and somehow or another, in the very end, it turns out to be Sheamus. Sheamus goes up against John Cena. In the end, he beats John Cena. And now Sheamus also gets the one belt he's never gotten.
I say it's a good possibility for that to happen, but John Cena is actually supposed to have a match at Survivor Series. And Survivor Series is where? San Diego.
It is in San Diego.
Do we see a Mysterio in our future?
Yeah. Of course we do.
Question is, which year?
Yes. All the Mysterios. Talking about this tournament, though, we do get the announcement that Javon Evans, big boy over at NXT, is going to be going up against Gunther. Like, Gunther making his way back, and good for Javon Evans. That's going to be a good one. And then Solo Sikoa versus a mystery opponent. Those are the next last time is now tournament matchups.
See, I'm wondering if his mystery opponent is going to be somebody large in stature and possibly with an African accent.
That would be ugly. That is a possibility. He is back. Like, he came back Tuesday. So that is a possibility.
I mean, think about the possibilities. Okay. You have Javon Evans versus Gunther. Solo Sikoa comes out and Obafemi walks out.
Oof.
Solo Sikoa gets killed by Obafemi. Gunther gets through Javon Evans. Now we have Gunther versus Obafemi.
Ooh.
And say Sheamus gets through Rusev. Now we have Sheamus versus Obafemi.
No. I'm seeing it and I'm liking what I see. That wouldn't be a bad one.
Just my random thoughts.
I like it. I like it a lot. I'm like picturing it now. That could be very, very cool. We go from there into the WWE Women's Tag Team title match. Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss versus the Kabuki Warriors. This was a high caliber match, and I enjoyed every minute of it. I'm not gonna lie. From the hot start from the champs to the dominating force that is the Kabuki Warriors, the fight back for the almost win for the champions. Like, this was a good match. We did get the match, like, it's the end of the match that everyone's talking about. We got an interference from Nia Jax and Lash Legend, which ended up putting Alexa Bliss through a table, the announce table. This ends up letting Kairi Sane hit the insane elbow on Charlotte and win the titles. So now the Kabuki Warriors are the women's tag team champions. This also brought out, because you got the Kabuki Warriors, you've got Nia Jax, you've got Lash Legend, and you've got Charlotte and Alexa, who are getting beat up by all four of them. So here comes Mommy, here comes Io, and we get the announcement for War Games. And I'm here for it. Now, we've said before, War Games is 5. 5 people. So we have one more person on each side. So let me again with the word picture here. Becky Lynch has a match against Maxine Dupree for the title.
Mm-hmm.
Becky Lynch talks a lot of trash. Becky Lynch talks a lot of trash about CM Punk. So, what if AJ Lee comes out, causes Becky Lynch to lose her title to Maxine Dupree, and Becky and AJ are the last 2 people to fill out the teams for the women's War Games match?
I'm here for that. I really am. AJ she signed a 2-match contract.
Okay.
So we still have one more match on that contract.
This would be a good one.
Do we have AJ now, or are we going to get AJ in the Rumble?
I think there's a lot of moving parts that we're gonna find out happen at the Rumble. I think we get Bianca Belair back at the Rumble. I think we get Liv Morgan back at the Rumble, and so I'm like, I think this, having Becky and AJ in a position to fight each other, for me is the better option. But Trips, if you're listening, call me. We'll talk about it. And of course you're listening, because why wouldn't you be listening, right?
Exactly.
All in all, A+ Raw for me. Great matches, hot crowd. I dug it. I dug it all the way.
Yeah, WWE outdid themselves this week. I think they redeemed themselves from the B shows that they had last week.
Agreed. Like, both of these shows were really, really good, and I was happy about it. So, let's get into some Wrestling Talk Wednesday. So the question was posed to everybody: wrestling at its core is being able to get an emotional response from a group of people you don't know. That, Mikey, you've been in the business a long time. Is that not what the job is?
Yes.
Either make them love you, make them hate you, make them laugh, make them cry. That is your job.
Mm-hmm.
So the question was, what was the emotional moment for you? What was the moment that these superstars got in the ring and got a real emotion out of you? Now, I did say when I put this out there that we're going to stay away from memorials. We're not going to bring it down with all the sad. Of course, the the Owen Hart Memorial, the Eddie Guerrero Memorial, Bray Wyatt. Like, of course, those get emotional reactions from us, but we're not going to talk about those. We're going to talk about moments. So I'm going to start with you, Mike. What is your moment that got that emotional reaction from you?
The Daniel Bryan retirement speech.
Mm-hmm. I'll give you that one. That was a very emotional speech. And I think some of these emotional moments come from the mixing of, especially the ones that are like that, like a retirement speech. It's a mix of promo and shoot.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's blurring those lines. And I think a lot of times that is what brings about the biggest emotional reaction.
Yes, absolutely.
Some of the other answers I got the Dusty Rhodes, The View Never Changes promo. Always a good one. For those who haven't seen it, Dusty's in the ring talking to Dustin and says, these people, you've talked to all these people and they want to do with you, they're all followers. And when you're a follower and you're not a leader, the view never changes. And you may remember that, hearing that. I don't remember which pay-per-view it was, but on a recent pay-per-view, PLE, I'm taking it back because I'm talking about Dusty Rhodes. Cody came out, and that's what was playing, was Dusty saying, the view never changes, baby. The view never changes. Like that speech is what was playing when Cody came out at this particular PLE. And it was a very emotional moment. Ended with a hug. It was really good. Mary Youngblood says hers is when Roman won his first singles title. That's a good one. Aaron Marie saying Taker, which I'm gonna need more than that, Aaron. Like what about Taker? What was that emotional moment? Jello in the chat saying Hulk Hogan turning heel. Bash at the Beach. That was like, I think everybody was like, what the hell? Everybody was mad. Like it got that reaction. Another angry reaction that I got to watch my oldest son just lose his stuff on was Edge cashing in on a bloody John Cena at New Year's Revolution 06.
Yes.
That boy lost his mind.
So what is the one for you?
My moment? There's two of them. One of them was the SmackDown after 9/11. Like, we as a country were hurting then, and they came on and said, in this time when we are all with uncertain time, the one thing that is certain is that we can entertain you. And that was probably one of the best shows I've watched. And so that had a lasting effect on me.
Absolutely.
The other is Ric Flair's retirement match. It's limited edition, so it's like number 6 out of 50. Because Ric Flair had a lot of retirement matches. But when I say that, I know most of you that were watching back then already know what I'm talking about. And it was the I love you, I'm sorry super kick from Shawn Michaels. Because you could see the pain on his face, and you're like, ugh. So that was a big one for me.
Macaroni moment for you.
Okay, that was an angry moment, yes. When I think it was SummerSlam. They were teasing the DX reunion. And I've been calling for the wrestling gods had spoken to me and said DX is getting back together. I've been telling people for 6 months. Nobody believes me. And here it is. DX is getting back together. Here it goes. And yeah, they messed that up. And I happened to have a plate of macaroni in my hand that I quickly threw at my TV because I was not happy. That was
they invoked emotion.
Yes, they did. Big emotion. Some of the other big answers I've gotten are, of course, the breaking of the streak. Aaron Marie talking about when Taker left his boots and his hat in the ring. That killed me. One of the more recent great big ones, Cody finishing the story. Another one that I was a big fan of was the Shield hug after Roman announced that he had leukemia and had to step away. Nothing was said. He just went up to the top and they all hugged. And I feel like that was a very real moment.
Mm-hmm.
Bray Wyatt's promo when he came back, not as the Fiend, not as Bray Wyatt. He was Bray Wyatt because that's how everybody knows him. But to me, when he did that, thanking everybody, saying you saved me and all of that, that wasn't Bray Wyatt. That was Wyndham Rotunda. Yeah, that was a big one. And I kind of put three of them together here because they were all at different times, but all equally as big. Rey Mysterio, Bryan Danielson, whichever one he was going by that at that point, and Kofi Kingston winning the title, winning their first world championship.
Yes.
Because they were all three at different times, but all three equally as huge.
Well, Bryan Danielson's that wasn't his first world title, but I know which you're talking the WrestleMania 30 where he had to go through he had to go through that whole entire journey before he ended up getting there, which included having a match with Triple H earlier in the night.
Mm-hmm. And then he finishes the match. The confetti's everywhere. He brings Connor into the ring. It was big. Triple H returning from his first quad tear at Madison Square Garden. Yes. When he came back looking like a freaking bear.
Absolutely.
He had nothing but time to rehab, and he came back huge. Some honorable mentions: the DX versus NWO at Mania for the nostalgia pop. As someone who used to watch Monday Nitro and then switched over to Monday Night Raw, just getting to see DX versus NWO was huge. This one's kind of a double one, the Montreal Screwjob, and then the burying of the hatchet later on between Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels. One that got thrown at me that I hadn't thought about in a long time. Shane buying WCW. Everybody was all, yeah, Vince McMahon's going to buy the competition, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then Shane saying, the contract does say McMahon. Shane McMahon. And it's like, what? So that was a big one. And then, of course, at Ric Flair's retirement, Taker breaking character and hugging Ric Flair. And that may not be a big thing for everybody. For me, that's huge. Because Taker spent 30 years in character. In the ring, out of the ring, in his everyday life. 30 years that man spent in character, and he broke character to hug Ric Flair at his retirement.
Absolutely. I got one more for you.
Throw it at me.
Actually, it's a segment of things, but 2020 Royal Rumble.
Okay.
Whenever you hear "You think you know me?"
Yes. The return of Edge.
The return of Edge. You get the big hug with him and Christian in the middle of the ring at that point. And then later on, and then on the Raw the next night, we have the promo that Randy Orton cuts on Edge about the rated RKO and how it will never happen.
Yeah. Jello putting out there Bianca and Sasha having not just two women, but two African American women main event WrestleMania.
That was a big deal.
Huge moment. So I like asking questions like this because there's not a wrong answer, but it gives me some insight into what you guys look at, gives you a little insight to what I see, what Mike sees, um, as big moments and emotional moments. And there's a whole lot of these that we didn't even get to that are big moments, but these are just some of the biggest ones that were thrown at me.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, be looking at socials because we will have another Wrestling Talk Wednesday question next week, and I want to hear from each and every one of you. I want to know what you guys think. But right now, it is time for everybody's favorite segment. It's time for Notes from the Clown Show. Hey, Mike, you know what?
What?
Tony Khan's a clown.
No.
You want me to tell you why Tony Khan's a clown?
Why don't you tell me why Tony Khan's a clown this time?
Because Tony Khan put together a Temu War Games.
Yes. Yes,
for free. Did. For free. Broadcast television. Not a PLE. Broadcast television. And it got really, really crazy. Like, the show is called Blood and Guts, which I get. But man, it got wild. Like, you had John Moxley, because Orange Cassidy's whole thing is he keeps his hands in his pocket. Didn't have much of a choice because John Moxley stapled them there. Saw Mark Briscoe make a pulley system to bring 6 chairs up to the top of the cage, which, that one was actually kind of cool, all sciencey and stuff. Kyle O'Reilly bled like a stuck pig. Darby Allin got tasered. That's just the men's side of it. The women went crazy. The women had mirrors, broken lights, forks, sky blue, like right into the beginning of the match, just started gushing blood. And
that's exactly what you want on your TV.
Here's my thing. First off, you're going to have something this big. The number, like basically it's a War Games match that they can't call War Games because they don't own that IP. And you're going to do all of these things and have all of these names, and you're going to do it on broadcast television. Not a PLE, just a random Wednesday night Dynamite.
Well, that's usually how it's been over the years with them, is they're going to give these things away on free television.
That's part of the clown thing. Secondly, just watching what happened with Sky Blue, I'm not 100. You knew there was going to be color in the match, like that was understood. But I really don't think the way she was bleeding from her head, like she was gushing blood, and I really don't think that was intentional. And it makes me question this. As somebody who's been in the business for as long as you have, does there come a point where something like that happens, even if you're expecting color in a match, where something like that happens and they bleed more than anticipated, that as a referee, you just go, okay, we have to stop the match?
No, not exactly. I mean, I ended up legitimately getting busted open in a match where, of all things, it was a kitchen sink that somebody hit me with, and they caught me right with the corner of it on the lower part of my eye.
They hit you with everything, including the kitchen sink.
And I remember seeing a picture, and there was not anything other than red in my eyes. And I had the look on my face like, what the hell is going on?
Well,
and no referee stoppage. or anything else. So yes, I'm sure that if it's something that's, you're not intending on having color, and then all of a sudden there's color, they would definitely do something like that. But in this instance where we have the expectation of the blood, it's going to be one of those things where it's uh not exactly something where they would actually pull the plug on something
But
because
and this is why I asked that question. Probably the first thing that comes to mind when somebody thinks about, or at least somebody from our generation thinks about wrestling, they and thinking about blood during wrestling. First thing that comes to mind is Austin and Bret Hart, the Crimson Mask.
mm-hmm.
Most of that blood stayed on Austin. It covered his face, it covered his shirt, but it stayed on him. Like she was pooling blood on the mat. Like that's how bad she was bleeding.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what makes me ask, is there a point as a referee where you're like, okay, this is too much. This wasn't supposed to happen like this. We have to stop the match and get her out of here.
Okay. My opinion now, after doing this for 25 years plus, is we have things that we didn't know about whenever we first started doing this stuff. We have bloodborne pathogens. We have all of those acronyms that you can throw out there right in there that you just don't want to have anything to do with. And if you have open wounds on everybody's sharing anything that they have.
Mm-hmm.
Which is one of the reasons why we don't have gratuitous blood, and why WWE makes sure that anytime somebody does bleed, whether it's intentional or not, they have the doctor stop and make sure that everything's taken care of. This is something that they would normally do in late 90s.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
nowadays this is too much. It is and call me whatever you want to call me, but
Steve.
having the females bleed is not my cup of tea, and I don't think it's anybody else's that I can think of, because there's not really
I'm going to comment on that.
I just don't think, I mean, I'm all for equality, but let's not go down that road.
On the women's side of things, of course, one of the people that I've gotten their opinion on from that was the OTB herself, Lilith Blood. And she made a valid point. Sometimes, women just want to show their badasses just like the guys. And there's a mindset that they have to do that. And I don't agree with that. Like, women's professional wrestling right now is the best it has ever been, without question.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say at least this much for the women's Temu War Games match last night. It had a story to it. The story on the guys' side was just, let's bring John Moxley in and stab people with forks and tase people and take everything that the women broke and bring it in and use it as weapons and stab people with glass. It was just violence to have violence. And I don't like that. In the women's side of it, though, the end of the match, Toni Storm, Timeless Toni Storm, tapped out and gave up to save, I don't remember her name, but it's the love of her life is the way she puts it. It's Mina, and I don't remember how to say her last name.
Mina Shirakawa,
something like that. But I don't watch it enough to know how to say her last name. But at least there's a story there where Tony's like, it's Toni Storm, and she's like, whoa, I quit. Don't hurt her anymore. So there's something to build off there. On the guy's side of it, like I said, it was violent. It was violence to be violence. And there's nothing coming out of it.
I did get to listen to to some feedback on this, and there was a story, but it was underlying upon everything else because apparently John Moxley and Kyle O'Reilly have been having a thing going on right now, and Kyle O'Reilly got John Moxley to tap out at the end.
Now that did happen. That's true.
So that was their story point on that. But was that really? You could have done all of that without the excessive violence.
Yeah, absolutely, you could have. And this match just not for me. It went too far.
No. Now we have 2 weeks, and WWE gets to show the clown show how it's really supposed to be done.
Yep. Which I personally can't wait for. It's going to be a great show. But let's get to the next thing. Next thing. Chris Jericho. He is 100% AEW until he's not. And he proved that in a podcast, which, Chris, buddy, pal, I'm waiting. Like, I sent you the email. Like, hit me up so we can talk on a podcast. On a podcast, he said that TNA, after Bound for Glory, looks like the second biggest promotion in the world. Now, keep in mind, he works for the second biggest promotion in the world.
Allegedly.
And is putting, Allegedly second biggest. And he's putting over TNA as the second biggest. So he has put AEW, the company that he works for, underneath TNA as far as quality. Now, I get that his contract's over in, like, I think it's first part of December that his contract's up. But still, man.
So, but, I mean, I'm really waiting for that contract to be over because another alleged point, Chris Jericho has never signed an NDA. So we get to have probably an AEW tell-all.
Oh, we'll get a book. Oh, yes. And the list. Yes. I do believe that he's coming back to WWE, and I'll tell you why. Royal Rumble is in Saudi. Not this year, but next year. Or like not 2026, but 2027. WrestleMania is in Saudi, and Saudi is all about the nostalgia pop. So I do believe we're going to get Chris Jericho back, and we're going to get several other people back to build those rosters up for that. But you've got, like I said, to sit there and be like, TNA, after Bound for Glory, looks like the second biggest promotion in the world as you work for AEW. I mean, and last thing, AEW's in the news for all the wrong reasons. Nixon Newell and her tag partner, Miranda Alive, walked out of the locker room. They're like, nope, we ain't doing it like this. We outie. Bye. The ratings are at an all-time low. And the big thing that everybody's talking about, look at your major champions, your world champions on WWE. Cody Rhodes, CM Punk,
Ricky Saints.
Ricky Saints, Jade Cargill. What do all of these people have in common?
They were people that AEW dropped the ball on, and WWE said, let me show you how this is supposed to be. Mm-hmm.
And now they're all champions. So it's kind of it's a tell there that this is what's happened. Um, let's see. Aaron Marie saying, agree with you, Mike. They go a little too far when they have the women bleed. Kay Russell saying they want to be in the physical world, so let them. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. It's true, but it has to be done a certain way. Like on either side, men's side, women's side. I don't care. Violence just to have violence doesn't make a good show. You don't go have a death match just to have a death match. There needs to be reason. There needs to be build up. There needs to be a story. It's like any other match, and I feel like some of these matches from that were just that. It was a death match to have a death match. So
it was.
That is why Tony Khan is a clown, and that's the end of Notes from the Clown Show, which brings us to our last point of the night, and that is we got a show coming up Saturday. Breaking the Silence, live from Plainview, Texas. B.C.W, Texas, getting to put on a show for everybody. Christy Mickelson putting this one together, and it's a fundraiser for the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. So,
yes.
Talk a little bit about the show and how it came together, Mike.
Christy Mickelson and I have been colleagues for quite some time. She was a sponsor for several of our 2024 shows, and she came to me and said that she wanted to do a fundraiser, do a suicide awareness, suicide prevention fundraiser. And I told her, okay, what do you have in mind? And she said, well, why don't we do this? And she began to kind of break it all down for me. And I said, I think that that's a great idea. And let's see what we can do to put it all together.
And it is for a great cause, and it's going to be a great show. And I thought maybe we should probably run down some of the matches we're going to see on Saturday. So let's start with the first one. These, of course, are not in any kind of order. They're just the way I've got them put down. But we've got Mr. 500, Deshaun Banks versus Mateo El Feo. Mm-hmm. I'm looking forward to this one. This is going to be a good match.
Absolutely, it's going to be a good match. Deshaun Banks has energy for days. And, he is not a small guy in the least. I think he's, 6'5"?
Yeah.
And, he got some hustle behind the muscle. But then you got Mateo El Feo, who has done nothing but excel ever since he began his journey at Lubbock Pro Wrestling 101. And Mateo El Feo on the 22nd is in the match for the Lubbock Pro Wrestling 101 championship. So
against Grand Moore.
This Mateo is getting a chance to, if he wins, he gets that momentum going into that. But if Mr. 500 Deshaun Banks gets a victory over Mateo El Feo, that just shows everybody else that's in the locker room that he's not one to be overlooked whenever it comes time for a championship the next time.
No, agreed wholeheartedly. And that's one of the things I love about this match is the implications that come from either side winning. That's one of the things that's going to make this match great. We also have Lilith Blood versus Gino Rivera, running it back a little bit. This, of course, a match that's happened at B.C.W. Now, a little bit of controversy regarding this match. The first time around, Lilith got Gino to tap out. The video's there. We've all seen it. Everybody saw it except the ref. And then Gino was able to get the pin, 1, 2, 3. So this particular match has a little history behind it. So what do you think here?
Well, if you listened to Gino Rivera's promo,
Mm-hmm.
he said he was very happy to run this back, but he wants to take things to an extreme level. So, Mr. General Manager, I question, what do you think about that situation? Do we need to go? Do we need to have a little bit of a looser rules, or what are you thinking?
My personal opinion on this, first off, Gino uh, cut a great promo. Like, I enjoyed watching it. Gino's good at what he does. But asking Lilith Blood to go extreme, what are you doing, man? She's not the one. So I had a thought, and of course, this is something we can discuss, but we don't want to get too extreme with this.
Well,
But
obviously not. I mean, because we do pride upon our rules at B.C.W.
however, a Falls Count Anywhere match isn't too extreme.
Well, I would be in agreement with that, but I think we need to set some boundaries still, where we don't have them. I don't want our fans having to jump up and run away from the fact that they're going to throw their opponent through chairs.
Yeah, there's going to be some laxing of the rules. To what extent we haven't decided yet, but there will be some laxing of the rules that are going to give these two a chance to just get at it. So those rules will, of course, be put into place before the match, so everybody will know. But yeah, I do believe there will be a laxing of the rules a bit. So of course that one's going to be great. We have a triple threat: Will Locke versus Spitfire Marcus Johnston versus Jesse the Kid.
Yes. Will Locke coming back to Plainview, Texas. That's where he played football.
Mm-hmm. And if I understood his promo correctly, this is like the first time his classmates and his teammates and his coaches and his professors and everything are going to actually get a chance to come in and see him do what he does. And I'm happy for him, regardless of what happens in this match. That opportunity to come home and let the hometown crowd see you do what you do what you love to do is always awesome. So congrats to him for that.
Yes. And Marcus Johnston, he was getting ready to hang it up, and he has not been in the ring for almost a year now. And
11 months.
He heard what we were doing. He heard what the cause was, and he immediately got on the phone with me and said, "Hey, what can I do to be a part of this?"
Well, you can jump in the ring with Will Locke and somebody who has a bit of a history with Mr. Marcus Johnston, that being Jesse the Kid James.
Yes, absolutely. And Jesse, being the avid I'm trying to think of a very PC way to say this.
No, we don't have to family friendly it. Go ahead. Just say it what it is.
Well, he's trying to be an overachiever. He's going out there and he's running his mouth. He's doing exactly what he does. And he has gone on other podcasts here lately talking about how it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who he gets put in the ring with. He's going to kick their head off. And then doing the whole thing on social media about, I have the best super kick since Shawn Michaels.
Yeah, I saw that. Well, you got to give the kid this, though. You know, it takes some chutzpah to throw something out there like, I've got the best super kick since Shawn Michaels, or like his promo for the show. He said straight up, Will Locke, I haven't had a chance to go against you, and I've watched over your matches, and you're good. Like you're good at what you do. Your matches are good. You're just not good enough. Like, you gotta have some nerve to throw some stuff out like that. So, good on the kid for doing that, but now you got to back it up.
Exactly. Well, time will tell. We got 2 days.
We do. We have a tag team match, non-title. Guerrilla Militia versus Certified Franchise, your new B.C.W. Old School Tag Team Champions.
Very much so.
This is just going to be an all-out fight. Like, I don't know any better way to describe it. This is just going to be a fight.
Considering it's non-title, we have looser rules on the tags.
Mm-hmm.
And may the best team win.
And you know what? I think they will. Like this, that's what I like about matches like these, because these are two top tier tag teams. So when you get in a situation like this, that's what you get. The best team wins, and I'm interested to see who it's going to be. Now our next match has a little bit of heat behind it, I guess you could say. Damian Blood versus CD Cash.
Yes.
CD Cash having some things to say and some actions in his following his match with Lilith Blood this past Saturday. Post-match beatdown, I believe, was something that was thrown out there as to describe this, and Damian Blood not having it. I mean,
well, hell hath no fury like a man that is defending his wife.
You show right about that. I enjoy watching CD Cash wrestle. He's good at what he does. He's very talented in the ring, but man, you better bring your A game, because the only thing scarier than Damian Blood is a pissed off Damian Blood. And that's what you have on your hands, CD Cash.
Well, I'm thinking that we need to do something to keep everything even. Because I know Lilith's got her hands full with Gino, and that's kind of a thing. But CD Cash, he has the Mad Dog in his corner normally.
Very true.
What do you think? This is just me pitching to you right now. So what do you think about us banning him from the building? Banning the Mad Dog from the building.
I mean, he has been a very big factor in every match Cash has had since he's come on the scene.
Exactly.
I'm good with it. I say we ban him from the building, and to keep things fair, during this match, while this match is going, we ban Lilith Blood from ringside.
Mm-hmm. I'm for it.
I believe that's what we're going to do. Mad Dog Mac Ray will be banned from the building. Lilith Blood will be banned from ringside. This will be a one-on-one match.
Very much in agreement with you.
That's going to be exciting. And speaking of exciting, the main event, Emilio Guzman, your B.C.W. Texas champion, defending that belt against the one and only Máquina del Amor, Tino Valentino.
See, I'm going to have to, considering everything else that's gone on, I'm going to have to announce this show. I'm going to have to figure out how to say that. So you and I are going to have a little bit of a practice session before the show so I can make sure to say that right. Because I don't, as much as an easygoing guy as Tino Valentino is, I don't want to say it wrong and get him upset with me.
No, I definitely understand. No, I'll make sure you're good. This match is going to be good. Tino's all for this match. These two have a bit of a history. I do believe the term Timu Tino was used in reference to Emilio Guzman a couple of times. Not by me. Don't be coming after me, Emilio. I didn't use it, but it is something that's been thrown out there. I have heard Tino say, Emilio's been trying to be him for a long time. So to get these two in the ring together is going to be great. Let them fight it out, and
and this isn't the first time that these two have met. So, these two know each other very well.
No, it's going to be a good match. And normally I can say, looking at a match like this, well, I think this person's going to win. I think that person's going to win. I couldn't tell you right now who's going to walk away from this with the B.C.W. Texas Championship, because I could make a case for either one of them to win this match.
Absolutely.
So it's going to be a good one. And this, of course, going down in Plainview, Texas. What's the name of the venue?
It is the Ollie Liner Center in Plainview, Texas. It is 2000 South Columbia is the address. And we are going to have a heck of a time. We're going to go out there and we're going to put on a really great wrestling show. And then after that, we're going to do some karaoke.
Karaoke party. I like it. It's going to be a great night. It's for a great reason. Again, this is a fundraiser for the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. I can't think of a better reason. I'm trying to find the right way to say this and stay. Suicide prevention is an important thing for me personally. It's an important cause for me personally for several reasons. And I want to thank personally and from the podcast, Christy Mickelson, for getting with you, Mike, putting this together, because it's a very good cause, and it's a cause that I feel has touched each of us in some way in your life.
Absolutely.
So, thank you to Christy Mickelson. Thank you to Mike for putting this show together. I'm really looking forward to it. We have reached the 9:30 mark, actually 9:33. So that is going to take us into our final thoughts. Mike, to the people watching, to the people listening, to the wrestling world in general, the floor is yours, my friend, for your final thoughts.
All in all, the cause that we're doing the Breaking the Silence show for, the suicide prevention, is near and dear to my heart. I have battled with mental health for a very long time, and I've gotten myself to the point where it was, I didn't know which way to turn. And it's not a good feeling.
No,
so saying that, I want to make sure that everybody else knows that it is okay not to be okay, and it is okay for you to reach out to somebody and ask for help.
Absolutely. As far as final thoughts for myself, of course, thank you to everybody in the chat. Thank you to Mike for being on the show tonight. This is a therapy for me. I consider every Thursday night my group therapy session, because I can sit here with people that I enjoy being with and talk wrestling and talk life. And I thank each of you for being here and allowing me this platform to do that. As far as the show Saturday night, I would 100% say to each and every one of you, when the times get hard, when there's that dark place and you find your mind there, reach out. 100. You can, my socials, my phone number, it's all out there. I'm not hard to find. Reach out. I would rather sit up all night long and talk with you than have to read about it in a newspaper. So I'm to everybody that's listening to this, everybody that's watching this, feel free anytime, day or night, to tag me in. I'm happy to be your tag team partner in this. Again, I want to thank everybody for being here tonight. We will be here tomorrow night for SmackDown Watch Along. If you're not already on the Discord, NotYourAverageMark.com has the link, or you can go to the About section of any of our socials. And then I hope to see a whole lot of you in Plainview this Saturday for Breaking the Silence. It's going to be a great show. Until then, I am Guapo. That's Mike Caldwell. We're Not Your Average Marks. See y'all next time. Yeah.